Wow, where do I start? Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another first reaction video. In my last video, I talked about Marvel's Eternals, and today we are going to be talking about Demon Slayer, Mugen Train, the movie, which, from what my friend said, is the beginning of season 2 of the anime. The movie is technically, I guess from what I researched, the movie is the first 7 episodes of season 2 combined into one, I believe. I'm not so sure. I'm actually I'm gonna look at the episodes and stuff and see if it all matches up. But apparently that's what it's supposed to be. But nevertheless, I have finished watching the very first Demon Slayer movie titled Mugen Train, and man, was this a movie! This movie hit every possible note. Even though I just recently finished season 1 of Demon Slayer, I believe, a few days ago, and now jumping into this movie. One of the things that I liked about this movie was that literally, as they ended in season 1, the movie picks up immediately right where the season 1 left off, with Tanjiro and his friends jumping aboard the Mugen Train, meeting up with Rengoku, and starting that whole adventure. Since this movie is still relatively new, I won't go into spoiler territory. So that way, in case none of you guys have seen it, don't worry about it. I'm not going to talk spoilers. But what did I think about this? I loved it a lot. I really enjoyed it. This movie caught me by surprise, just like the series did, where the movie tends to jump in different directions, but it feels welcome, where we have a great introduction to these characters all coming together, then followed by a great action scene, jumping into some humor, jumping into the real stakes of this movie, and then just totally going off the rails once we get to, the ending of the second act and getting into the final act in the third, which I did not see coming. There were multiple times in this movie where I thought the film was just going to be over. I was like, okay, that was a good ending. I still enjoyed it. But then the movie kept on going, but it kept on going in a way that I was still engaged. It was absolutely great. I can't say that because it is a spoiler, because I don't want to dive into spoilers on this. But there are a few standout moments with each of the characters. I feel as though each character in this movie had their own time to shine, which was great. From Tanjiro, Inosuke, Zenitsu, Nezuko, and Rengoku, all 5 of those characters had their time to shine. And another thing too is that, especially with Rengoku, in this movie, we kind of are briefly introduced to him in the ending of season 1, whereas in this movie, we get to learn more about him, and he's a great character. I loved him in this movie. And they're up against a demon who might be in the lower ranks of the main threat, but he's still a powerful demon after witnessing what happened in the season 1 finale. And this demon has the power to interfere in have these characters go into dreams. And that's something where the beginning of this movie is, where these characters are put to sleep and we get to see, pieces of their life, what they wish they still had, what their fantasies are. And in terms of fantasy, I'm talking about Zenitsu. Good God, that his dream was funny as hell. Even Inosuke's, it was just, oh my God. The humor again was great. Everything was mixed together very well. Lots of great surprises too. And I kind of like how, with what my friend said, how this was the beginning of season 2. What a great way to start season 2. But it looks like with the anime, since they're making this movie episodic for the season, in case you didn't watch the movie, I guess they're still kind of going on that. So season 2 is kind of having a little bit of a late start. I'm gonna check out the episodes on my own time and just see how, if anything, changes. I do believe they add in an opening and an ending theme, which I gotta listen to because I want to hear it. But yeah, I think that's really all much I can say without getting into spoilers. What are some other things I could point out? Animation, beautiful as ever. This is a beautiful looking anime. And again, it's just one of the very reasons why I love how all of my different favorite animes, they all look different in their own unique way. Demon Slayer just is just breathtaking. And I think out of all the animes that I watch, Demon Slayer is probably the most beautiful looking. Probably next to Attack on Titan. I think Attack on Titan is second in terms of like best looking anime. But Demon Slayer just knocks it out of the park. Music was great. Had some really good beats of music towards the final act. In case you guys are wondering, there is no post or end credit scene. Once the credits roll, you get some music and some pictures like you usually see on anime movies. No post or end credit scene. After the credits, that's it. The movie's over. Now that I've seen this movie, what would I give it? Yeah, Demon Slayer Mugen Train, the movie, definitely gets an A. It hits all the right notes, and one of the last things I wanted to point out with is that since this is technically the beginning of season 2, again, what a great way to start off season 2. I mean, it was engaging, it was exciting, it sets the stage of what's to come. Again, and I know that's most common for movies and television, they're always trying to set up the stage. But now I'm really curious to see where these characters go. But I think it's gonna, if my knowledge is correct, I think it's gonna be a little bit of time before we get a little bit more past the Mugen Train arc, because it looks like, because I have the screen up on my TV, it looks like there are only 3 episodes in, and I think I read somewhere that the Mugen Train arc is supposed to be 7 episodes. I could be wrong. So we've still got a little ways to go before we get into some new territory. But I think that's kind of nice because then it kind of gives me some time to collect everything that I've seen from the first season and the movie. And then once we get to that point, then I can immediately jump back in and start this brand new season, which I'm excited to see. But yes, in the end, I'm giving Mugen Train an A. Definitely worth watching if you're a fan of the anime. And, I guess at this point, if you had to choose between the movie or watching it episodic, I mean, it all depends on your preference. I feel like with the movie, it's already put together, so you can go ahead and see it. Especially if, you prefer watching in dub or sub, whatever. The movie is fully dubbed, so you can see all that points. Because I think season 2, since they're doing it episodically, is only in subtitles. So there is that I probably should point out. So you have your options, but regardless of how you watch it, even if you watch it episodically or movie-wise, you're still going to get great entertainment. But preferably, I think you guys should probably check out the movie so you can just watch it all in one go and experience the thrill of that whole arc. Because now we're getting into some new territory. It's going to be some time before I believe the anime gets to that point, but I'm excited to see where it goes. Thank you guys so much for watching. In terms of my next review, if we're talking in terms of movies, I'm debating on seeing the new Resident Evil movie just because I kind of want to see it, just because I feel like it might be a nice popcorn movie to go see. So I'm not sure about that, but maybe you can see that. I have a little project coming up that I've been wanting to do in this channel for a while that I've hinted at, but because of everything that's been going on, I haven't been able to do it. But I think now might be the time because there's another certain anime movie that is dropping in theaters in the US, I believe December 3rd. So I think it might be time to talk about that particular series because it is still technically my favorite series in terms of anime. It's my favorite anime series of all time. And I think now's the time to talk about it. But when it comes down to those videos, I'm just going to make them and release them whenever I have the time. So you can expect a nice little project coming up movie-wise. I might go and see Resident Evil at the end of this month. I'm not sure. It all just depends on if I really want to go and see it, depending on how busy my work schedule is. If I don't see it, then you definitely have another anime movie to look forward to. And then we've got Spider-Man No Way Home wrapping up 2021, which I'm, again, very excited to see. Thank you all so much for watching. I'll see you guys next time.